Welcome everyone to the qualifying session for round 4 of the 2025 Formula 1 World Championship. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and we are about to see who has got the pace to take pole for tomorrow's race. Ollie Bearman has not had a very good middle sector. He's coming up to the line now, was 15th and he goes 13th. So Ollie Bearman is in trouble here. Here's his former F2 rival, Gabriel Bortoletto, the reigning F2 champion, making his first ever Bahrain Grand Prix in Formula 1, and he goes 12th fastest in the Kick Sauber. Here's Lance Stroll now in the Aston Martin. Doesn't get out of the bottom 5, he does on a moment, but only the 14th fastest for Stroll. Here comes Isaac Hadjar in the Racing Bulls, and he goes 5th fastest. That should see him through. An amazing lap once again from the Frenchman. On board with Max Verstappen, who was on pole at this track for the last 2 years as Hamilton goes 2nd fastest for Ferrari. Verstappen needs to get this lap in, otherwise he's going to be out. And we just heard from the stewards there, Verstappen has gone off the track before starting his flying lap. I don't think that was allowed, but we'll see what the stewards think at the end of qualifying. But we'll just watch him anyway. Here comes Max Verstappen then, down the main straight. He needs this lap to get him through. Is he through? He is. 3rd fastest for Max Verstappen. 2 tenths off the pace, but that will do nicely to see him through into Q2. What about Yuki Tsunoda in the yellow Red Bull? He crosses the line and goes 11th, so Tsunoda does get through, but by the skin of his teeth. Lawson, the man he's replaced at Red Bull, is out. Russell goes 9th fastest. Albon goes 14th, pushes Hulkenberg into the bottom 5. Alonso goes 12th for Aston Martin. Ocon crosses the line and he goes 12th for Haas. So Albon is the driver at risk at the moment. No, he's not. Nico Hulkenberg gets through. Then 15th fastest for Sauber. So Albon, Lawson, Bortoletto, Stroll and Bearman, who made it through to Q3 for the first time ever in F1 last time out in Suzuka, he's out in Q1. Oh, and that is a crash. That is Esteban Ocon in the Haas, and that has brought out the red flag, and the Frenchman is out of qualifying. Let's see what happened. Oh, he lost it, and then he got onto the curb, and the car just wobbled, and that's into the barriers for Esteban Ocon.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, sorry. Very sorry, guys.
It's okay. You're okay, so it's good.
Tsunoda crosses the line, goes 6th fastest. He's never made Q3 at this track, and it looks like, hopefully for the first time this season, we will have both Red Bulls in the top 10 shootout. Hamilton goes 5th fastest. Gasly's on an absolute flyer. He's just gone quickest for the middle sector. Watch out for him. Isaac Hadjar will be next to cross the line. Is he in Q3? Yes, he is in a moment. 8th fastest for Isaac Hadjar. What about Pierre Gasly now? On board with the man in the Alpine who was 5th on the grid in 2018 with Toro Rosso. He's in Alpine now, years later. Is he in Q3? He is in 3rd fastest. What a lap from Pierre Gasly. Now, Max Verstappen, again in the drop zone, needs this lap to get him through. Does he get through? He does, but only to 7th fastest for Max Verstappen. But that was still a good lap, and that should get him through. On board with Fernando Alonso, who had really very big problems with his steering wheel in practice yesterday when he came off in the cockpit. He's got it attached in qualifying a day later, but he can't get out of Q2. He's 14th fastest and out of qualifying. Carlos Sainz, who's in the bottom 5, hoping to get into Q3, and he does. 6th fastest, but a smooth operator, Carlos Sainz. He should be through. A good lap from him. Here's Nico Hulkenberg now, the German in the Sauber, coming out of the last corner. Is he going to get into Q3 for the first time this season with Sauber? Hulkenberg crosses the line. No, 13th fastest for Nico Hulkenberg. What about Jack Doohan? Can he get into Q3 for the first time ever? No, misses out by 17 thousandths of a second. So Doohan, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Alonso and Ocon, who had the crash, out in Q2, onto the top 10. George Russell is on a flyer. He crosses the line and puts him on provisional pole with a 1:30.3. Oscar Piastri looking to take pole, and he does get pole with a 10th of a second from George Russell. Russell, though, did a really good lap. Can Norris beat Russell? No, and he's only third fastest, not on the front row, but a World Championship leader, Lando Norris. Only third at the moment, behind Piastri and Russell on the front row. Norris will be hoping for a comeback. George Russell setting purple in his lap at the moment. Watch out for him, he could still be in contention for pole. The checkered flag is about to wave. Antonelli crosses the line. Antonelli goes on to provisional pole at the moment. He's never been on pole in Formula 1. But surely others are going to beat that. George Russell, is he going to put his Mercedes on pole? Yes, he is. By 0.2 of a second, it's George Russell at the moment on pole. Can anyone stop him? Hamilton crosses the line. He's only fifth fastest in the Ferrari. What about Charles Leclerc? He always goes well at this track. Is he on the front row? He is. That will be a great lap on Charles Leclerc. He's punching his fist and he's elated with that. Now, what are we going to see from Max Verstappen? He's not setting purples, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a pole position for Max Verstappen, who comes after a supreme weekend in Suzuka last week. Piastri come quickest in the middle sector. I don't think Verstappen's going to get pole. Where's he going to go? Is he crossing the line? Only 7th for Max Verstappen. He repeated what he did in Monza last year. Qualified 7th and finished wherever. Now here's Oscar Piastri, fastest in the middle sector. Can he take his second pole in Formula 1? He can! By a 10.5, Oscar Piastri is on pole. Unless Norris can stop him, he can't. And it's only 6th fastest for Lando Norris. That's a disastrous qualifying for him. Carlos Sainz is the last one to come across the line. 8th fastest for Sainz. Good effort for him and the Williams. But it's Oscar Piastri on pole for the second time in his Formula 1 career. And for the second time this year, it's Oscar Piastri who will start the Bahrain Grand Prix on pole and looking to make a huge dent to his rivals in the championship.
Yeah, baby. Nice work. Very nice work. Thanks, everyone.
That will be like a win for Oscar Piastri, who will be going for the win tomorrow. McLaren and Piastri, who have dominated the whole weekend so far, they'll be looking to take another win tomorrow, starting from pole. It's Piastri on pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix.